Cinema is a mirror by which we often see ourselves. Cinema is a mirror that can change the world. They made a movie about the moon smashing into Earth. They made a movie about the moon smashing into Earth. Ouch. Roland Emmerich, a director I just can't stop talking about. Please help me. I don't know what it is about Emmerich movies. They never have particularly good plots or characters. They're fundamentally bad films, but I'm a sucker for disaster movies, and he really is the only one still doing them. Emmerich is proof that sometimes just sticking to a particular niche is all it takes to put food on the table. Just like talking about Emmerich movies. After a long career of having America get destroyed by aliens, climate change, and an ancient Mayan prophecy, I thought Emmerich was done with these type of movies. Can't really top 2012. There were no more worlds to conquer. Or were there? Moonfall was a movie I was just excited to hear about when it was first announced. The concept just sounded so dense. As a scholar in the disaster genre, I knew I was going to be in for a true Emmerich experience. A real classic. And I guess I was the only one, because nobody saw this movie. It bombed at the box office. The budget for this was $146 million. In the US, it made 19. It was pulled from theaters after 6 weeks. I think more people saw videos about Moonfall than the actual movie. But if you did see this movie, it changed your life forever. I would not describe Moonfall as a good film. God, no. But I just don't have the heart to call it bad. Don't get me wrong, there are so many fundamental flaws here. But man, it's so insane, I can't dislike it. It's like a dog that tore up your furniture and shit on your rug. I can't stay mad at you. This movie feels like it came out 10 years ago, like it was originally slated for 2008, but got sucked into a time portal. Only recently was it spat back out. Now you might be thinking, alright, that's cool and all, but how do you make an actual movie just from this plot? The moon falls. Cool. Where else is the plot gonna go? You have no idea. Our story begins with like a minute of logos, a true sign that we the audience are about to watch some high art. All of it spliced together with footage from Apollo 11. This ain't Dark of the Moon. Neil and Buzz aren't about to discover Sentinel Prime. We're introduced to our two main characters, Patrick Wilson and Halle Berry. They have actual character names, but at the same time, do you care? Through this totally normal dialogue that isn't forced or clunky at all, we learn these two are the best of chums.
What does it even mean to miss the rains down in Africa?
The lyrics are, I bless rains down in Africa.
What?
Is that a thing some people get confused by? Isn't that like the only part of the song anybody even remembers? Is this a common thing I didn't know about? This poor attempt at witty banter is suddenly interrupted by the smoke monster from Lost.
Mr. Rain down in Africa.
Off he goes. The smoke monster shuts off all the electronics on the space shuttle before burying itself into the moon. An event that nobody else happens to see, despite it being on the side facing the Earth. 10 years later, Patrick is a disgraced astronaut. NASA blames Patrick for the space shuttle disaster as a way to cover up the whole alien monster story.
A passing meteor or a solar flare could have caused that kind of disturbance, correct?
Why blame Patrick for all of it instead of just saying it was a natural disaster? Why are they publicly blaming an astronaut for not detecting a meteor, something that's not even in his job description? Why did the script forget what the job of these people are? They ruined this guy's life for literally no reason. His wife left him for Michael Pena, who owns a Lexus dealership, and his kid is a loser who goes on joyrides getting chased by the police. Sam from Game of Thrones is also here.
I always wanted to be a wizard.
Who hacks into a telescope and discovers the truth that the moon is just shifting off its orbit. Don't you just hate it when the rules of gravity and physics fall apart? Really ruins a Tuesday. Sam tries to tell NASA, but they won't listen. So like any Redditor from 2015, he asks himself an important question.
What would Elon do?
What? Somehow Sam is able to tell the world about the moon incident. How does he do this? I actually don't know how. Like, I thought he hacked into NASA's alert system or something on the first watch, but, nope. I really think he just posted it on social media, and everyone immediately took it seriously.
It's trending on Twitter, hasn't it?
Oh god, it's trending on Twitter? That is something Elon would do. Because of this news alert from an unidentified source, everyone begins to fucking panic. It's pandemonium in the streets. Okay, alright, quick pause. It's something I've been wondering ever since I saw this movie. If you got an alert that the moon had shifted off its orbit, how many people do you think would actually care? It's not like saying an asteroid or nuke is headed their way. There's just no precedent to go off of. If everyone got a news alert that said the moon was leaving its orbit, I think the first main reaction would be, why is this on my phone? But in Moonfall, in the first minute, everyone immediately understands the ramifications. I just can't help but laugh at all of this.
Take a look around you, man. It's worthless. Whatever. Let's go!
It's such a bonkers problem, and everyone plays it so straight.
Tell me there's been some kind of mistake.
I wish I could. But the math actually checks out, so it's happening.
The moon's coming to Earth. We're in the Majora's Mask timeline.
As frantic shoppers continue to stockpile supplies, as mounting moon terror fuels the mass migration.
Moon terror? NASA discovers there is a giant hole on the moon, so they send out a team to investigate. It goes about as well as you would expect. The tides are coming in and wrecking up the place. Luckily, absolutely nobody is out on the streets, so I'm just assuming everyone is fine. Day After Tomorrow in 2012 had thousands of people tripping over each other. And in Moonfall, we have like 20 convention goers at a Holiday Inn. Alright, so what's going on here? The smoke monster that's attacking the moon is some sort of mechanical machine, like nanomachines. Yeah, you know. Since it's a robot, the solution NASA has is to EMP the hell out of it to stop whatever it's doing to the moon. So just like the Will Smith classic I, Robot, if you kill the robots, you save the world. The only problem now, though, is that NASA has no working spacecraft in any capacity. So they dust off a space shuttle like it was that Xbox 360 used to own before it died of red rings. And just like your Xbox, the shuttle breaks down for a bullshit reason. An earthquake just coincidentally happens exactly where the launch site is. It's not enough to destroy the spacecraft, but it's enough to slightly damage some engine parts. You know, that's unfortunate. It's a bit of a setback. Everyone just gives up. The president, the military, all of NASA who aren't our main characters, they pack up their bags and leave.
But it's now time for you to go home.
Ah, damn. I really wanted to save the Earth, but AutoZone is closed today, and my schedule's so busy, and they got that specific part of the shuttle I needed. Well, it was a good run. The military goes to their bunker in Colorado and resorts to their original plan, which is to just nuke the moon.
The military, they're prepared to use everything at their disposal to stop the moon.
You can't be serious.
I'm dead serious. They're gonna nuke it.
Everyone has such wrinkled brains. Even if you detonated all of the nukes on the moon at the same time, it still wouldn't blow up. This is a massive celestial body larger than North America.
We're launching a counterattack. Large parts of the moon will rain down on us.
What's the plan here? Truly all hope is lost. Or is it? As you see, the closer the moon gets, the stronger its gravitational pull will be. So why not just use that as an advantage?
It can't be done.
If we launch when the moon is directly above us, the increased gravitational pull should give the shuttle a boost.
All you need is Halle Berry pressing the big red go button.
We're underwater, guys!
Sorry, science enthusiasts. You don't win today. They zip past every boulder and rock crumbling off of what used to be our moon, all without taking a scratch. The gang tries to trick the smoke monster into eating the EMP. But the plan falls apart, all because Sam forgot to set his phone to airplane mode. Because of Sam's chronic tech usage, the Earth is truly doomed. There is no Bruce Willis to stay behind and detonate the moon. Not giving up on the Earth just yet, our trio decides to go inside the hole to confront the monster head-on. The moon rock begins to shift into metallic steel.
This must be the hull of the megastructure. The moon's mantle's just a protective shell.
Alright, so I might have left out one important piece of the story. The moon is fake. The moon's actually an artificial megastructure, and the entire moon is hollow inside. It houses a Dyson sphere with a white dwarf. And the guy who called it all from the very beginning was Sam.
What would Elon do?
The whole movie, Sam schizo rants about how the moon isn't real, and the further along the plot we go, the more you realize, oh shit, this guy's right. Each one of these movies takes a batshit conspiracy theory and then just makes it real.
You lure them in with humor, then you make them think.
It's beautiful. And because this giant spheroid is made up of sci-fi alien metal, it isn't going to break up once it gets close to Earth. The moon dust and the rocks are all just a facade. The smoke monster turned the moon into a giant bowling ball that's careening into Earth to kill all of humanity. After running away from the smoke monster, the gang crashes inside one of the moon's hangars. They wake up in that one room Squidward was stuck in. Apparently this entire time, the moon ran on an advanced version of Windows 7, and it has its own construct AI that runs everything. The space AI just begins lore dumping on Patrick, and by proxy, us the audience. This disaster B-movie from Roland Emmerich has lore. Deep lore. Billions of years ago, an ancient civilization controlled most of the galaxy. All was right and good, until it wasn't. The advanced AI the aliens used to build their society just decided to rebel one day. So there was a galactic-spanning war between the aliens and the AI AI won, destroying all of the shield worlds the aliens built, except for one. The last refuge for the aliens' descendants. Humanity. Yep, the moon was built by ancient humans. Ancient, spacefaring humans. That's the plot of Moonfall 2022. So, I'm going to be honest. I love this. If you're going to have a movie about the moon slamming into Earth, there better be an explanation for it. Oh, why is the moon out of its orbit? Why can the shuttle fly out of the water? And then Moonfall just goes boom. Ancient humans built the moon. Shut up.
I got you now, you fucking moron, bitch!
The funniest part of this whole artificial moon thing is that NASA knew about it the whole time. The Apollo missions discovered it was hollow. NASA found out the smoke monster existed decades ago and was even trying to kill it, but then they just didn't.
The only shot we had to stop it was Zulu X-Ray 7. It was shut down, shelved, for budgetary reasons.
All of this was thanks to budget cuts. I entirely forgot to talk about the B-plot of this movie.
You do know how to start a car, right?
So, the second part of this movie is the kids and the obligatory Chinese actress going on a little road trip adventure. They have to get to safety. How do you get to safety from the moon slamming into the planet? You tell me. Probably not by going high up into the mountains, though, where the moon is the closest and the air is the thinnest. So they go high up into the mountains. The Rockies have a bit of a crime problem, apparently, because the kids are immediately carjacked by some goons.
Smartass!
And these goons are some minor antagonists for the rest of the movie. The two villains in Moonfall are an intergalactic AI that has been fighting humanity for billions of years, and some rednecks.
You a college boy?
So anyway, our trio teams up with Space Alexa to destroy the robot before the military nukes the moon.
Let's go, you son of a bitch.
I don't think the nukes are the main thing anyone should be worrying about anymore, but to save the world that rejected him so, Samuel Tarley of Hornhill finally accepts his destiny as a PC gamer and destroys Xbox once and for all. The moon avoids narrowly crashing against the Earth. The world is truly saved. You can tell it's saved because the movie ends with this happy orchestral music, and our characters are all smiling at one another. Okay, well, let's make this clear. The world is basically over, right? Like, everything is dead. I can't think of another movie other than The Knowing that had this amount of total destruction. This movie is like one of those videos you see online that says, what would you do in this situation? And then it's just this. I don't know, what would I do? Die, I guess? Sure, you technically accomplished your mission and stopped the moon from completely crashing into the Earth, but it was still barely, like how a D- is technically passing. Forests were ripped out of the ground. The Chrysler Building is just in the Rockies. The last of the American government got crushed by a rock. I'm pretty sure what just happened was 1,000 times worse than when the asteroid hit the dinosaurs. All of our main characters are going to live in an absolute hellscape for the rest of their lives. We're talking constant famine, space debris will constantly fall from the sky. This is now just the Earth from Cowboy Bebop. A constantly changing landscape riddled by asteroids. Human civilization is permanently stunted. This planet is just unsuitable for life now, but at least Sam gets to hang out with his cat Fuzz Aldrin in virtual reality. So that's cool.
Conclusion.
So there you go, that's Moonfall. It's kind of disappointing this movie failed so badly. We need more stupid films like this. Just absolute schlock. Roland Emmerich certainly isn't at the height of his career anymore, but I like that he can still make stuff that feels like it came from 2008. That sounds like a backhanded compliment. I hope he just keeps raising the stakes in these disaster movies. The amount of things being destroyed goes beyond our planet, so I propose his last movie should be his magnum opus. And I have an idea. I call it Andromeda. What am I looking at here? Sir, our galaxy and Andromeda are supposed to collide together in 4.5 billion years, but the readings I'm getting are off the charts. They don't make sense. I've done the calculations on my telescopometer, and English, damn it. Well, sir, if my calculations are correct, our two galaxies won't collide in 4.5 billion years anymore. The impact will be in 4.5 weeks. My God. My email is open, Emmerich. Contact me. I will write that movie. This is not a joke.
Fly me to the moon so I can kick its fucking ass.